Today, 2 for the price of 2. Hey everybody, David Paskin here, your Torah Tech Guy. Welcome to Torah Tech Tips, where I strive to give you great tech for your great Torah. So I wanted to share with you 2 apps and 2 tools that I absolutely could not live without. 2 apps and 2 tools that I absolutely could not live without, and I might even throw in a 3rd app. But okay, let's start simple, right? So let's start with the apps. So the first app I want to share with you, I've talked about before. I've actually talked about all this stuff before, but I've definitely talked about this one before. It's the app that I'm using right now to stream this out to Facebook and to YouTube, and it's called Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live is a Mac-only piece of software that is really a full video production studio in an app. It's incredibly powerful. It lets you have multiple cameras, bring in overlays, have videos, share photos, bring in text. It really lets you do everything. You can have interviews come in. So you may have seen I've been producing some content for Temple Sinai here, where I work actually, and also for Rabbi Menachem Creditor. I've been producing some content for them where they've been coming in as guests, and they've been interviewing different people, and that has all been happening in Ecamm. It's an incredibly powerful tool. I also use it actually whenever I'm using Zoom. Whenever I'm teaching in Zoom or leading a service, I'm always using Ecamm as my virtual camera. That is a pro feature, so you will need to pay for the pro version of Ecamm, but it's a really wonderful way to bring a little more engagement, a little more professionalism to whether it's a meeting, a class, a service, whatever it is. It allows you to, I can share my Siddur that way, right, as a screen share. So Ecamm Live is a really, really powerful tool. Now, there's another, app, not technically a tool. Well, it's both. Now, there's another app that I use in conjunction with Ecamm to create a lot of the content that I eventually throw into Ecamm. And that is an app that many of you probably know and use, and that's called Canva. Canva is a free app. It's a web app, which you can go to canva.com. There's also a pro or premium version, which I would argue is well worth the money. And Canva really allows you to get your creative juices flowing. It's able to bring in, it's got a lot of stuff built in. So shapes and GIFs and photos and text, different text formats, and all that stuff is already built into Canva. You can also bring in your own. So one of the things that I do quite often actually in Canva is I'll bring in a photo and then I will get rid of the background, right? I'll make the background transparent so that I can then use that photo on something else. You can enhance photos in Canva. I create all of my cover art for all of my YouTube videos in Canva, which is a really important thing to do, to have good cover art. Also to have cover art that distinguishes one video from another so people know what they're clicking on. I create a lot of my overlays in Canva, overlays like this one. Right? That's incredibly basic, but you get the idea. It's just a very, very powerful tool. I've actually been using it lately. I've actually created a few videos in it also lately because the content, the media that I can access as a pro user in Canva is so rich. There's just so much of it. So that's definitely worth taking a look at. So 2 apps, Ecamm and Canva. Really, really great apps that are absolutely vital for the work that I do in streaming, in teaching, and in sharing my Torah. All right, 2 tools that I use. Now, this is not microphones and lights and cameras and all that other stuff. These are really peripherals that I literally could not live without. I couldn't lead a service without, of course I could. But they make leading a service, they make teaching, they make everything that I do so much better. and so much easier. One of the areas that's going to be the most difficult for clergy as they are transitioning is, how do I balance all of these different things that I have to do? These two things make that balancing act easier. The first thing is a Stream Deck. This, let me see if I can pick up my Stream Deck for you. I actually have a couple of them on my desk. Will this reach? Let me see if I can pick this up. Yeah, this is one of my Stream Decks. So Stream Deck comes in 3 different sizes. There's a 6-button, 15-button, and then the 32 XL version. So a Stream Deck is literally just an array of buttons that you can program to do different things. I talked a little bit about this last week. So this one that you're looking at here is actually all my sound effects. So if I press something on here, it will trigger that, thank you, in whatever program I'm using. On my other Stream Deck, I have, I also have, you can create folders and different pages, different profiles. So this is some of the remote work that I've done. On my other Stream Deck, I have all my Zoom settings. So when I'm teaching in a Zoom, if I want to change from speaker view to grid view, I just press a button. If I need to mute or unmute, I just press a button. If I want to share my screen, I just press a button. There's no more fumbling around for all of the different menus and things that are available in Zoom, but are sometimes really difficult to navigate to. Stream Deck makes everything so easy. When I use it in conjunction with Ecamm Live, I can change scenes. I can quickly bring things in. So the Stream Deck button, sorry, I'm pointing the wrong way. This guy right here, I'm just pressing a button to make that come up and go off. I don't have to search for anything. I can see exactly what I'm going to do when I press it, because each button is also an LCD screen. So you can make that little screen show whatever you want. You can create a custom icon. You can also just grab the icons that are built into Stream Deck. You can download free icons. I actually have a bunch available at TorahTechGuide.com that you can download for free. Really, really great stuff. Stream Deck is phenomenal. When I'm leading a service, if I'm going from one scene to another scene, maybe one camera to another camera, if I'm switching from my main camera to a camera that also has a cutout for my Siddur, I do it all with Stream Deck. Okay. Second tool, press the button twice. Second tool I could not live without, my Page Flip Firefly. I love my Page Flip Firefly. And I especially love it when I'm doing keynote presentations or PowerPoint or Google Slides. That's really the only time that I use this. It could do a million other things, but I use it almost exclusively for my keynote presentations. It's a simple foot pedal. You put it on the floor, you turn it on. It connects via Bluetooth to your computer, and then you can just go forward and backward in your slides. It's so easy. It's so simple. It's almost stupid. I'm a guitar player. When I'm leading services, I'm playing a guitar. So I've got my Stream Deck that I have to control. I've got my guitar that I have to play. I've got the liturgy that I'm singing, and hopefully I'm actually davening in there somewhere too. I don't have enough hands to then be switching on a PowerPoint. So this little guy just sits on the floor right at my feet, and I'm able to just press it with my foot and fast forward or go back or do whatever I need to do through my PowerPoint slides. The Page Flip Firefly is really simple but incredibly powerful. These two tools, the Stream Deck and the Page Flip Firefly, really allow me to do what I do when I'm leading services teaching without losing my mind and without losing track of all the different things that I have to do. Most importantly, sharing Torah and connecting with my participants. So Stream Deck and Page Flip Firefly. All right, I got one more for you, one more app, which I never would have thought would have become really fundamental to my workflow, but it has, and that is Keynote. Now, Keynote is presentation software, but I use it for that, but that's not why it's actually become fundamental for me. It's become key for my workflow because of the graphics work that I can do in there. So when I'm creating overlays, like for example, in just a moment, if it hasn't already, there he is. There's my little dude. How do I point to him? There he is. See that guy right there? So that guy popping up and the black that's gonna come over, there it is. That's all done in Keynote. and then I just bring it in with a transparent background. All the overlays that I create are done in Keynote with transparent cutouts. It's just a really powerful tool. And as much as I love Google Slides, because I do, Keynotes just look better. And my gut would be that PowerPoint's probably the same. But the transitions are nicer, the quality is better, the templates are better. Keynote is just a really, really wonderful tool. Now here's the good news for you. The great news for you is that I have links to all of this stuff on my website, TorahTechGuy.com. If you go to the apps page, you can find links to all the apps. If you go to the gear page, you can find links to all the gear that I use, especially those two peripherals, the PageFlip Firefly and the Stream Deck. But again, this isn't about the tech. This is about making your job as streamlined as it can be so that you can share your Torah, because that's what we're here to do. And having the right tools, the right peripherals, the right apps to help you do that most effectively, most efficiently, most beautifully, and most powerfully is really what it's all about. So friends, thank you for joining me. Hey, by the way, I have a new show launching next Friday. It's called Unmute. I should have brought up that, I don't think I have that icon. No, I don't have that artwork. Sorry, I didn't think about that. But a new show called Unmute, which is going to be about unmuting the voices of those who have been doing the greatest Torah teaching in the Jewish world during this pandemic and how they've been using digital tools to help better their Torah. We're going to be joined this month by Dr. Sandra Lilienthal, by the queen of kids Jewish music, Ellen Allard, by Rabbi Menachem Creditor. We've got Rabbi Charlie Savinor coming up. Really, it's going to be a wonderful series, a wonderful show. It's going to be on Fridays at 1 o'clock, beginning on May 7th. I hope you'll join me for that, right here on TorahTechGuy.tv. Friends, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me on Torah Tech Tips.